Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Good to see you. It's me, Dog Announcer. As you can see, I've gotten quite a bit younger. I'll tell you guys all about that another day. That was why I was actually out last week, and so we had DJ Purpose take my place last week, and so here we go. How is everybody doing today? Give me a woof woof in the chat if you can hear me. But this is my new setup here. As you can see, I'm also kind of working in the DJ booth with DJ Purpose. We decided to kind of share our jobs together. There we go. Hello, Noah and Jesse. Good afternoon. Okay, let's hear a little word from DJ Purpose. DJ Purpose, you're on. Hi, everybody. It's me, DJ Peppers. I'm so happy you guys are here with me today. I hope you guys are excited for the show. And without further ado, here is our host, Pastor Paul. Wow, guys, how's it going? Let's all here in the studio. We're in our other makeshift studio again this week, so we're not in our big studio. We'll be back in the big studio next week. But yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Korea. It is 9:38 a.m. in the a.m. I'm in a different location again today because we're finally out of quarantine. DJ Peppers and Dog Announcer and I, we just barely made it out of that quarantine. It was so boring. We got really bored, but you know, we had fun. We played some Go Fish, and we played some hide and go seek, but it was very easy to win the game because there weren't many hiding spots. What else did we do? We watched some Paw Patrol. That's their favorite show, Paw Patrol. And what else did we do? That's kind of it. You know, we just ate, we prayed, we did some Bible study together. We took turns leading the Bible study, so that was really fun. And yeah, so we're finally out, and we're out and about in Korea. I think I'm gonna be posting some videos. I hope I can edit this week. I'm kind of busy my time here in Korea, so it's possible I won't edit them until I get back to California. But yeah, I'll be taking some video footage of my time here in Korea as well. So if you want to see that stuff, that's on my channel, youtube.com/mcstudda. So if you want to go check that out anytime. But let's get the show on the road, guys. Welcome everybody who's here. Happy to see you guys. I hope you guys had a good day at school today. And if you didn't, tomorrow's a new day. So yeah, just know that. Okay, let's head over to my desk for a bit. Here we go. All right, so here we are at the desk. And I just want to talk about one little topic before we bring our guest onto the show today. And I'm super excited about our guest. It's one of our upperclassmen, and even within the upperclassmen, this person is the upper of the upperclassmen. And so, anyway, I wanted to talk about pickles, because the reason I want to talk about pickles is this. All right. Well, I wanted to share a couple things. Okay. So when I was growing up, I used to love eating these pickles called bread and butter pickles. And basically what bread and butter pickles are, they're basically just normal pickles. They might be a little sweeter than the normal pickle, but that's basically what they are. They're just like your average sliced pickle. But I used to love those pickles, and I would eat like a lot of them. But here's something that you guys might not know. Okay, so I want you to say in the chat if you didn't know. All right, be honest. Okay, so honesty is very important. But I want you to tell me if you know where pickles come from, or if you knew or not. I will say I think I knew most of my life. I don't know when I learned where pickles come from, but I've met too many people in my life that didn't know where pickles came from. Like, they think pickles are their own vegetable, and they're not. So Pickles, if you didn't know, are pickled cucumbers. So I want you to say in the chat if you did not know that, if that's something you learned here today on the Afternoons with Pastor Paul show. I want you to say I learned that here today for the very first time. Because yeah, that's something important to know, because you don't want to be embarrassed in a situation where you're like, pickles are, guess they just grow on their own. That's just how they taste. Well, they're called pickles because they're pickled cucumbers. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys today, because here at the Afternoons with Pastor Paul show, we're always about learning the next thing, and got to keep you guys on the up and up. Okay. All right. Enough shenanigans. Let's get ready to bring our guest on the show, and our guest on the show today is one of our older sisters. So that's what I meant by an upper of the upperclassmen. She let's see, what should I say about this guest? Because there's many things I could say. This guest has a really good sense of humor, and I think she laughs at a lot of things. She's always kind of chuckling and laughing at stuff, and I like that a lot because it makes me feel funnier than I am. It might be some sympathy laughs that she gives sometimes, but hey, I'll take whatever laughs I can get. And this guest is someone that maybe some of you guys don't know very well, and so I think it's really good to have her on the show today, especially for you younger ones. And so, without further ado, let us welcome our second guest of the second season of Afternoons with Pastor Paul. Almost forgot the name of my own show. But here we go. Our guest today is Miss Ellie Kim. All right, Ellie, say hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for coming, Ellie. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's been a pretty rushed morning because of school and things like that, but I'm doing good.
Okay, so yeah, tell us a little bit about school, because you are a second semester. What do they call you?
I'm a second semester senior, so
Oh, second semester
yeah.
senior. So tell us, yeah, how's that going for you, like in general?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's not as different as I thought it would be. I thought that like classwork would die down. I thought that I'd feel the power, the respect of being a second semester senior, but
Mm,
it's quite similar to the first semester, and if anything, it's been me trying to motivate myself more to continue working hard and keeping up the standards that I had for myself throughout high school. But
I
other than
see.
that, I think it's been pretty okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you might not want to say a lot about it, and it's okay if you don't have a lot of words to talk about it, but how did that first semester go? How would you characterize that first semester of senior year?
Oh, first semester of senior year, at least from my experience, it took a learning curve obviously because of COVID, but then the hardest part for me was definitely just college apps. Um, I think my school, they did a good job in offering support, but it could have been a little bit better. So I definitely relied a lot on like my older friends and like my sister as well to support me through that process, to help me get through like managing the work and not procrastinating on my college apps. But
Okay,
other than that, it was definitely just building up a good time schedule, a good like schedule in general for how I should be doing things during like a socially distanced time.
yeah,
But yeah, it was very interesting.
yeah, I bet. And last year's seniors, I guess they didn't. At least they could go through their first semester still in person. But they didn't get that second semester and that graduation experience. And I know, yeah, for you and the other seniors, you guys are hoping that you guys get to graduate in person. But I guess, like, what's kind of your mindset as you go forward into that? Like, are you hoping that it happens and you'll be very disappointed if it doesn't, or is it you kind of know it's highly likely it won't happen? Or yeah, what's your mindset going into the graduation season of your life?
Yes, this is a really good question. I talk with my senior friends about our expectations for the rest of the school year a lot because I think it is really important. A lot of us as well have the mindset of safety comes first, of course, and you
Mm,
have to have that outlook, especially during a time like this. And for me, I'm not disappointed at all about not having a dance team like my dance senior season, not having a
right.
graduation, not having those experiences that you would title with the senior year. I'm truly okay, and I've definitely let go of holding on to like kind of having those experiences because I'm pretty confident that in the future something will make up for it, especially
Mm,
because it's not just me, it's not just my school or county, it's every 2021 graduating senior is going through this situation. So
yeah.
I'm more confident that there will be some kind of fun thing in the future for that this entire year of seniors to go through and bring those memories back.
Yeah.
So it's definitely just been a lot of empathy, a lot of understanding, and kind of just letting go of like what you call normal senior years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. Thank you for that insight because yeah, I just feel like last year seniors they didn't really have time, I guess, to develop that kind of mature perspective and mindset that you have at the moment. At least I think it's pretty mature. I think that's great. Um, I think yeah they didn't really have that time, and we didn't really know what was going to happen, and because at that point it was only like 3 or so months until graduation. When like the pandemic really hit and quarantine and all that. Um, and so yeah, I feel like for them it was a little bit more like things got kind of the rug kind of got pulled under their feet. Um, but yeah, that's really good perspective, and I really hope that many more have that perspective like you, so that when the time comes, you're just kind of ready to kind of roll with whatever happens, and I think that's like the best perspective. You mentioned dance season, and so yeah, tell us a little bit about dance. Like, how did you get into dance? What do you like about it? And yeah, just tell us about your dancing not career necessarily, but your dancing life. Yeah.
Yeah, my dancing life. Oh, for a while, my dancing life and my regular life is like super intertwined. I started dancing when I was 2 years old, and then I went
Wow.
competitively when I was 6 years old, so like still pretty young.
Whoa.
Um, I danced locally at a studio near my house for majority of my life. So that really took up a lot of my summers, a lot of my time, just going through that training. And then when I came into high school, I left that studio dance team to join my school's dance team, and I danced full time for the Monte Vista dance team. I do right now. I'm the senior. I'm as a senior, I'm the captain of the Monte Vista dance team, and having that experience has been really great for me. Things that I liked about dance, I got into dance because my older sister joined, and then I guess like I followed in her footsteps.
Oh.
And I guess my favorite part is having a different persona or being whoever you want to be when you're on stage. I think a lot of performers or people that are in the performing arts have an understanding of being able to connect different parts of yourself and then different parts of different people, like your choreographers, your coaches, your teachers, and being able to portray that when you're on stage or performing. I think having that experience of like switching people, like being whoever I want to be whenever I want to be, is like a
Hmm.
um, really cool
Yeah.
experience and a really cool thing that I value a lot. So yeah, that's a little bit about my dance life.
That's cool. Yeah, I think that's an interesting perspective because I think typically people would think of dancing as not that similar to like the other performing arts, but I think it can be like like as you said, you can put on kind of a different yeah persona, as you said, just like you're kind of yeah, I don't know how to describe that. Like you're kind of taking on a different yeah personality for that dance or for that piece or that for that
Mhm.
song. 'Cause sometimes you have to kind of be more fierce or like you have to be more, I don't know, you have to display maybe emotions that aren't very normal for you, like Ellie, but for this song you need to kind of display certain things that yeah, like I think I get what you mean. So that's really interesting. Um Monte Vista. So I actually I think do you know about Challenge Day. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I think many years ago, I don't know how many years ago, I went down to your school for a challenge day and I helped out with one. Like I was a volunteer for that. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how many years ago that was. I think that must have been like 10 years ago. So you definitely weren't there. But yeah. Did you ever see one or you weren't at one, I'm guessing.
No, I was gonna do one this year, but obviously they don't happen anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, challenge days, I've heard about them, but I never got to attend one. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like it's, it's obviously not like it's not a Christian thing or a faith-based thing, but I think it's still pretty cool to offer something to kids that, maybe they feel lonely or they feel like they don't know how to deal with their kind of their inner world stuff and just having a place where they can kind of express some of that. I think it's a pretty cool thing actually. So yeah. Well, final question before we move on to our next segment, Ellie. Yeah, can you let us know a little bit about like when did you because you started coming to our church about is it 2 years ago, a year and a half, 1 year?
Pretty much one, like, yeah,
W-
1 year
Yeah,
ago.
like a little bit before the retreat last year.
Yeah.
So maybe if you want to just say in a few words, like, how did you come to our church and like what was that process like for you?
Yeah, I like talking about this because I think it's a little bit interesting, if I do want to say so about myself. But
Okay, okay.
I came to the I grew up in this church, so I went when I was like in elementary school, and then I was in the youth group for a little bit, when Pastor Jay was around,
Hmm.
and then I left around, I believe it was like my freshman sophomore year, so a few years ago, and then I came back in December of my junior year, so last year. And a little bit about that, um, I came back essentially because I was having a little rough spot and I really felt a calling to come back, and I felt as though this is the place, church is the place, and this youth group is the place for me to help find myself again and really fix everything that had been going on. So I came back and I met Pastor Paul like the first day, and the funny story is because like the second I met Pastor Paul I started crying like kind of,
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
you remember that.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so I met him and he was like, "Hi," and then I kind of like started crying. He was a little bit panicking, and I'm so sorry for that experience. But and then a few weeks went by, and then I immediately went into the retreat that was last year. So that's, I really jump started my return back into church like pretty quickly, and then I've been going more regularly since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really awesome story, Ellie. And I'm sure there's like a lot more you could share about like what was going on in your life at the time and all that. But yeah, I think that's good to hear. Because I think there's a lot of students right now who are disconnected from their faith and disconnected from church. And so it's hopeful for at least for those of us who are still here that those brothers and sisters can come back and we can keep praying for them and hoping, for that kind of like a LE type return. And so yeah, praise God for that. Thanks for sharing that. That's very encouraging. Okay, so on that encouraging note, we're going to transition to our game. And so today's game is basically a would you rather game, but we're not the ones really answering what we would rather do. We're going to be trying to figure out what the audience chose. Okay, so we have to choose the one that has the higher percentage of people choosing that one. Okay, does that make
Okay.
sense, Ellie?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you help introduce the game really quick. So on three, we're gonna say, "Would you rather?" Okay, we're gonna try to sync up here on Zoom. It's gonna be like a little bit off. That's okay. All right, ready? On three, one, two, three. Would
Would
you
you rather?
rather? It comes out like for you, your voice is like, "Would you rather?" When
Perfect.
two people talk on Zoom, that's how it is.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Ellie. DJ Peppers, let's get some music going here. Let's see what we got going on here for music. All right, he's gonna load something up, he said. Okay, so how it's gonna work, I'm just gonna say the question, and then we're both gonna choose our answer. We can choose the same one, obviously, but we'll take turns going first. That way, the second person doesn't always just, have the advantage to copy or whatever. So yeah, does that make sense, Ellie? Any questions before we start?
Nope, I think I got it.
Okay. Cool. So here we go. DJ Peppers has that music going. All right. Question number 1. Here we go. Producers, we ready here? Okay. All right. This one's kind of okay. All right. So would you rather lose an eye and a hand or lose a leg and an ear? So what did people choose more? Lose an eye and a hand or lose a leg and an ear?
Oh, that's so hard. I feel like more people said eye and hand.
Eye and hand. Okay. I'm gonna go opposite on this one.
Okay.
I don't have the answers, by the way, guys. Producers are the one controlling that. I have no access to that. Okay. All right. So let's see what the answer is. The answer is, it is. I was correct. It's 66% that chose to lose a leg and an ear, and 34% chose lose an eye and a hand. So interesting. Very interesting. All right. Our second question, Ellie, and I'll answer first for this one. Would you rather have a huge head and a small neck, or a huge neck and a small head? All right, I'm gonna go with. Oh man, that's really tough, but I think I gotta go with huge neck and small head. What about you?
Yeah, I actually agree with you because
You agree?
it just seems, yeah, it seems like easier to live that way.
Yeah, the small neck, I feel like you're gonna be like having to pick up your head and like, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what people chose. We were not correct. What in the world? That's basically out of 1 million people, 67% chose have a huge head. That's crazy. I guess that kind of makes, I guess, like, if your neck was really, really big, and then your head is like smaller than your neck, I guess that would look really bad. Maybe that's why people chose that.
Probably.
Interesting. All right. So far 1 point for me, 0 for you still, Ellie. So let's get you on the board here. All right, this one's weird. Very weird. Would you rather eat a zombie or be eaten by a zombie?
Well, eating a zombie seems really gross, but I don't want to like die.
Yeah.
Wait, I hope they chose eat a zombie because I
Okay.
don't want to die.
I agree with you, but I'm gonna choose just because I don't know how I can trust this audience. So I'm gonna just go with the other one. Let's see what happens. Ellie, your answer is eat a zombie. Let's see. Okay, by a wide margin, 77% did say eat a zombie. So good job, Ellie. You got 1 point. That's, yeah, I agree though. I think I'd rather eat the zombie, but that sounds really nasty too. Like, disgusting. Yeah. And I wonder, do you become a zombie if you eat zombie?
I think so.
Maybe,
yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Okay. This one's kind of nerdy, but I think you'll like that because you're a little nerdy. Like me.
Thank you. I know, yeah.
I'm exposing you here, Ellie. Ellie's kind of nerdy, guys. All right. Would you rather have a portal gun or a gravity gun? What do you think? Well, yeah. What do you think people chose?
Wait, am I going first for this one, or are you going first?
Oh, I'm going first. I would go. I gotta say, I would choose the portal gun, but I feel like people chose the gravity gun.
Really? Yeah, I'd want a portal gun as well, because what would you do with the gravity gun? Like,
I mean, I think you could fly with it.
Oh, that's
Like,
true.
I don't know how it would work specifically, but you could probably fly with it. You could like lift crazy heavy objects, or make stuff fall to the ground, hold someone in place with it. There's a surprising lot of uses, I think. But you'll go you want to go with portal gun?
Yeah, I think I do.
All right, let's see what the audience said. Out of 1 million people, here we go. You are correct, Ellie. 71% said the portal gun. And so, wow, that's good. I feel like I can trust this audience a little more. Okay, so Ellie, you have 2 points. I have 1 point. Next question. Whoa, okay. All right, this one's pretty interesting. Would you rather get stung repeatedly by a Japanese hornet? Or would you rather be bitten once by a black widow spider?
Bitten once. Right? Like, get it over with. But then you die, right?
If you get to, like, it doesn't say, you could get to the hospital in time and survive a black widow bite.
That's true. Yeah, I'd still take the, I don't know, I just really, like, people wouldn't want to multiple times get hurt if there's that, like, slim chance of surviving.
Yes.
God.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm just gonna agree with you. Let's see what happens here. Okay, yes, 66% out of them 1 million said be bitten once by a black widow spider. All right, so there we go. That's another point for you, another point for me. What is that? Is that 3-2? 3-2.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good. All right, 3-2 for Ellie. All right, here we go. Next question. I will answer first for this one. Okay, would you rather have your name known forever for doing something terrible, or never be recognized for accomplishing something wonderful? What do you think that out of the 1 million people, what did they choose? Because I think we know what we would have chosen. But what would they choose? Am I answering this one first?
Yeah.
This is me. Okay. I gotta go with. I gotta go with the second one. Never being recognized for accomplishing something wonderful. What do you say?
Yeah, that is obviously the correct answer, but what if there are some people that just any publicity is
It's good publicity. Yeah, that's true. You want to go with that one?
Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. See?
Okay, spicing it up. Let's see. Oh, okay, by wide margin, it is never be recognized for accomplishing something wonderful. 78%. So, okay, there's some faith in humanity.
Yes.
All right, here we go. This is gonna be our tiebreaker question. It's 3-3 now. Here we go, Ellie. Let's make it a good one.
Okay.
All right. So, would you rather be able to fly up to 5 meters off the ground? I know we're not metric system, but I think you know what a meter is, right? Roughly. So 5 meters off the ground. Or would you have a magic carpet that can fly up to 50 meters off the ground? So you be able to fly 5 meters off the ground, or a magic carpet that can fly up 50 meters off the ground?
I feel like most people would want the magic carpet, right? Wait, 5 meters though? That's kind of tall.
It's not bad. I think, like, how many feet would that be? What do you think? What's that conversion? I would say it's like, I don't know, it's like, I want to say it's like 2.5 feet. I'm probably wrong.
Like over 2 feet.
Yeah. So that's 25 feet? No. That doesn't sound right.
Wait, what? 5 meters,
Yeah,
right?
5 meters.
Yeah, so it's like a little over 10 feet.
A little over 10. Like, what? I don't know how I did that math. A little over 10.
If you would need to go over 10 feet for anything.
Yeah. That's
I
true.
think I'll do the first option. No magic carpet.
No magic carpet for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I will go with, because yeah, I have to choose the other one. So I will go with have a magic carpet that can fly up to 50 meters off the ground. All right, let's see what the audience said. Here we go. Let's get a drum roll. DJ Peppers, can we get a drum roll? All right, the answer is... You're correct, Ellie. By 52% said fly up to 5 meters off the ground. Wow. So you just
Wow.
barely got that one, Ellie. Good job. And this is something that maybe you don't know, Ellie, but here on the Afternoons with Pastor Paul show, I always lose every game. So I've never won a game yet on the show's history. I've tied once or twice, but I've always lost. So you've kept the streak going, Ellie. Good job. Let's all give a round of applause for Ellie.
Yay.
Wow. Yay. All right, Ellie. So we're ready to transition to our next segment of the show. And so you guys in the audience here today, if you guys have a question for Ellie, now is the time to get those questions ready. But in the meantime, Ellie, I'm going to ask you some more fun little questions. All right, Ellie, because we want to get to know you a little bit more. So here's something I like to know about a person. I ask it pretty often, but I want to know what you do. I imagine you're pretty normal when it comes to this. But here we go. Here's the question. Do you put your cereal first or the milk first?
How do I answer this?
What? Why is it hard?
Well,
Don't tell me you do both.
I like my cereal nice and crunchy.
Okay.
And there's only really one way to get it nice and crunchy.
No.
And that's to put the milk first. So
Ellie.
like it makes sense. They float.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. Do you put like all the cereal you're gonna eat in that sitting in the bowl right away, or do you put it like in different
do I like dip it in?
Well, like do you put, like, let's say you put a little bit in first and then you eat that cereal and you put a little bit more in and then you eat that cereal?
No.
Or you just put it all on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes like some pushing down, like halfway through you have to like push it down. But yeah, I put it all in at once.
All right, Ellie. I thought you were a little more normal, but apparently you're not that normal. That's okay. We accept you. We all love you.
Thank
you know.
It's intellectual, so I would take it.
There's some others who are like you.
Definitely.
All right. Here is our first question from our audience from today. It comes from Kristen. She's asking, what's a skill you wish you could do?
There's a lot of things that I wish that I could play an instrument, like one instrument, like super well. That's only because I know how to very mediocrely play like 4 or 5 instruments, but I never really got good at one enough that I'm like proud to show everybody like my skills at one instrument.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one skill I wish I had. Yeah.
I can totally relate to that. I feel like I can, like, well, I don't know about totally relate. I can play guitar is like my number one, obviously. Like I'm a very middle of the road guitar player. I played trombone when I was growing up, and I was getting good at it, but then I stopped playing. I learned a little bit of piano, and I played some bass guitar. So I can relate. Like I'm not very good at any of those. Okay. My next question for you, while we're waiting for more questions to roll in from the audience, is this: what would be your desert island food? So if you had to choose like one food that you have to eat for the rest of your life every day, what food might that be?
That's a good question. Honestly, and this is just from my current life because I am kind of a picky eater, but it would totally be pasta. Like I could
Hmm,
eat pasta day in and day out and I would never get sick of it.
interesting.
Because I think there was like a month straight that I had it for dinner like almost every day, if not
Whoa,
like every other day. I don't know why I did that, but definitely pasta. Yeah.
wow. What's your favorite pasta?
uh I don't know what it's called, but it's like orangish. It's like vodka sauce
Oh yeah,
pasta with
yeah.
there's
I know
probably
vodka sauce. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's basically like half marinara, um,
and cream
and
and stuff.
cream. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, I like that a lot as well. Like what actually sometimes what I'll do is well, this was like kind of during my bigger phase when I was bigger. But what I would do is like I would order like a whole spaghetti and then a whole like fettuccine alfredo and then I would mix the two.
Oh yes, I've definitely done that. Not like bought the whole thing, but I've definitely
Yeah.
like done it before. Yeah,
Yeah,
so good.
that's really tasty. Um yeah, Kristen was saying in the audience here, our producers just sent me the message. They said or she said, you're a secret Italian. So Ellie is a secret Italian, Mario and Luigi's cousin.
Oh my god, Kristen's blowing my cover. What do I do?
I know. Kristen, way to expose her.
It exposed me like that.
She's gonna be the new Smash Bros character.
I love that.
Yeah. All right, Ellie. Here's another question from Justin. If you could travel anywhere, where would it be?
The Maldives, or yeah, the Maldives.
Whoa.
That's a very
How,
quick answer. I've wanted to
how do
go
you
there.
know about the Maldives?
How do I know?
Yeah.
I used to watch on YouTube this competitive swimmer, and they would
Mm-hmm.
travel all around the world. And their favorite vacation place was the Maldives because of like the clear waters, and they have a lot of like little pools and little beaches there. It just looks so pretty, and I really want to once in my life like go there. I think it'd
Wow.
be really cool.
So guess what, Ellie? Before like all this coronavirus stuff happened, like literally right before it, my I was able to book a really crazy place in the Maldives. Like I got like an insanely good deal, and so I booked it for my honeymoon. But we had to cancel that obviously because of the
Yeah.
coronavirus. So,
Oh
but
no.
it's not necessarily my dream getaway. It's my fiance's dream getaway. Like something that she like you she's been thinking of for many years now. Like she really wants to go. And so we had to cancel that. It still might happen someday in the future. Like, yeah, not after our wedding next month, obviously, but who knows? But good choice, good choice. Here's another question. I think this is it's another divisive question. Yechon asks, "What are your thoughts on pineapple on pizza?"
Um, I have a very limited view. I personally don't like it,
Hmm.
but I get the appeal and I respect people who like to eat it because I think you need a very versed palate to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't personally eat it.
Oh, interesting. So you've had Hawaiian pizza,
Yeah,
okay, but it's just not for you.
it's not for me. I don't
Oh,
think. Yeah.
okay. I can see that. I do like Hawaiian pizza. I think it works. It's like something a little sweet
Yeah.
on the let's you get the sweet, the salty, the what else? What other kind of what are the other kinds of things? Sweet, salty. There's no sour, I guess.
It's like I don't know. Some people like the texture, like the
Mm,
different texture it has in comparison to other toppings. Yeah.
yeah. Um, okay, here's another question from Yechan. He's asking, "What's your favorite fruit?"
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't know why it took so long. I like strawberries, but I was
Okay.
gonna say like lemons as like a weird answer because
What?
I'm super like, you know those weird kids that used to like bite into lemons when they were a kid? Like I was that kid. I was super obsessed with lemons for
Hmm.
a while. But yeah, I don't do that anymore.
Interesting.
But really good.
Have you had Meyer lemons?
Like, no, I haven't.
No?
Is that like a specific kind?
Yeah, I think those are typically a bit sweeter than like the
Yeah.
average lemon. So you might wanna
Yeah,
try those. What
for
about
sure.
lime? Do you like limes?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe key lime. Do you like key
Mm,
lime pie?
yes.
Key lime pie is
Yes.
pretty good. I gotta admit that. Like it's a perfect balance of again that sour with the sweet. Well, it's not
Hmm.
too sour typically, but a little bit of sour, sweet, nice texture. Okay.
Yeah.
In that same vein, we have the question: what's your favorite vegetable?
These questions are so good. My favorite vegetable. Mm, I like spinach because
Oh,
when it like wilts.
what? You like spinach when it wilts?
Like when you fry it, like the
Yeah,
wilted cooked ones, not necessarily like it's okay raw, but like
yeah.
just of the wilted
So you
state
like
of
it
it.
kind of slimy and yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's what happens is when it gets kind of slimy when you cook it. But
yeah,
no, I like spinach a lot too. It's very healthy. It's a very good vegetable.
yeah. I like that you can like you put a lot into a frying pan, but it like becomes really small, so you're eating a
Yeah,
lot of vegetables, but you don't really notice. Yeah, I
yeah.
like that.
Mm, I like that. Okay. Do you like the Korean panchan spinach?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to reference with the wilted,
Mm,
but
yeah. That
yeah,
is probably my favorite cooked spinach. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, here's a couple more questions for you, Ellie. Okay. Um, Justin asked, "What is your favorite superhero?"
Um, it's between I like Thor and Spider-Man. Superhero?
Mm,
Yeah,
interesting.
those are my two
Give,
favorites.
give us like a quick reason why.
For Spider-Man, honestly, only because of the new actor for Spider-Man movies. Oh my god,
Oh,
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's pretty nice. Sorry,
Okay.
but yeah. And then for
Wow.
Thor, I just always liked the idea of only one person, even though it's not like true to the end, but like one
Hmm.
person being able to hold the hammer. I thought that was really like unique. So
Mm.
definitely
Yeah, I think yeah, because like what's going on, at least like in the comics and stuff, there's always like different well, there's some different Spider-Man. There's some different what else are there different Iron Man kind of. But
kind
yeah, I
of, yeah.
guess typically Thor, yeah, he's always Thor. The only other different Thor was like there's a Jane Foster Thor. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. That's actually
Yeah.
supposed to be a really good storyline though. But yeah. Okay, cool. I like that answer. All right, the final question of the day. This is tough, but I'll take the one from Isaac. He's asking if you have any hobbies.
That's a great question. I don't know what hobbies are even anymore, but I guess things that I enjoy, I really like, is that a hobby? I really like journalism. I like doing a lot
Hmm.
of work with design and writing, things
Yeah.
like that, because I am on my school's yearbook staff, and that's
Ooh.
something that I definitely fell into during high school. So that's definitely like a hobby or a passion of mine. Um, Other than that, I really like baking. I used to do a lot of that. And I used to rock climb when I was younger. So that's definitely a hobby of mine. I
Wow.
love, yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
Ellie. You have a lot of different kinds of interests.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Do you feel like I feel like okay, maybe I'm trying to project on you, but do you feel like you're maybe a jack of all trades, but like a master of none? Like you can do a lot of different things, but you're not necessarily really good at anything. Maybe
Yeah, I
except
definitely
dance.
felt that. Yeah, that's the thing. So I felt this during my college apps so
Mm-hmm.
hard because they really like that having a spike or like one thing that you're really good at.
Yeah.
Um, In a sense, I do feel that way. I think thankfully dance has been like the stable thing, and then
Mm,
writing has been a stable thing throughout my life. That's been like consistently I've been okay at, and like
hmm
I kind of exceeded in some ways. But in regards to my hobbies, like playing instruments or rock climbing, like it's definitely just very mediocre. I've done it for a little bit and like moved on to something else. So yeah, a
Cool.
little bit of both, definitely.
Awesome. Well, okay, so it sounds like you are good at a couple things, which is
Thank you.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I was projecting because like I'm the type of person like I'm not really good at anything, but I'm like decent at a lot of stuff. So anyway, all right, Ellie. This is the final piece of the show. What I ask our guests to do is just give like a word of encouragement or a word of advice for our audience today. Just kind of knowing you have everyone all the way down to like a sixth grader, up to fellow seniors. So what could you leave with them today?
Okay, that's okay. Let me think about how to phrase this. Um, Coming into this or coming back to this church has been a really great experience for me. I feel as though I've learned so much and have been able to be absorbed into such a foundational community that I did not know I would be accepted into so quickly. And I'm really thankful, and I want to say like thank you to everybody for accepting me and being so kind and understanding to me during my time of coming back, especially only being here for a year. Words of encouragement I would say is that it's okay to feel as though you're falling out of your faith. It's okay to have that moment that you feel as though you're not um, following or like walking with Christ in the best way that you possibly can. Because once you realize that you aren't, that's the first step in coming back and strengthening your faith. So, as a word of encouragement, I would say find that and don't ignore it. Like, know when you're falling, know when you're doing good or bad, and know who to reach out to help in any area, like whether it's school, whether it's church, whether it's just life. Know how you're feeling and who to reach out to talk about that. And if you ever need help, I guess um, feeling as though you're being distant from church and wondering why and how you can fix that, I'm somebody that you can reach out to. So let me know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all.
Wow, that was so nice, Ellie. That's wow, that's amazing. That's a really great word of encouragement and advice for fellow students today. So I hope you guys take that to heart. But all right, let's all say goodbye to Ellie and let's let her be on her way today. She was a really awesome guest. Ellie, thank you so much for coming on the show. All right, let's all say bye to Ellie. Say bye, Ellie.
So much. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, guys. Wow, that was a really, really fun time that we just had with Ellie, our second guest of the season. Um, all right, guys. What a strong season so far, huh? I didn't know how we were gonna go with things this second season of the Afternoons with Pastor Paul show, but it is off to a really strong start. Um, let's go ahead and do our DoorDash giveaway. Let's see who's gonna win today. Last week I think we had, who was that? I think it was Leanne. And so this week, let's see who we're gonna have. Producers, can we go ahead and get that ready? Think they're ready to do it? DJ Peppers, can we get that drum roll? All right, today's winner is of course. All right. It is none other than Miss Kristen Manakmol. All right, congratulations, Kristen. Can we get a round of applause, DJ Peppers? We don't have a live audience. This is your applause that you get, Kristen. DJ Peppers says that's called light applause. All right, guys. All right, so thanks for coming today. I hope you guys have a good day, the good rest of your day. Keep up with that homework, just to keep doing your best, and take to heart Ellie's words today about just where you're at in your faith. It's always best to just admit it and talk about it and kind of confront it rather than pretend it's not happening or avoid it. And so let's be encouraged in that way, and let's encourage others in that way. And so if you see anyone that you can come alongside and say, hey man, like, just just tell me straight up, like, how are you doing, like, how is your faith, and like, what's going on with you. If you see someone like you think that they're struggling or they're kind of pulling away from church or faith, let's be a little more bold in asking people how they're doing, and just being prepared to listen to whatever they have to say. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's see who's gonna sign us off today. All right, I think DJ Pupper says he's gonna do it. All right, DJ Puppers, it's all you. Okay, and so thanks guys, thanks for coming on the show today. It was a really fun time that we had together, and I really had fun watching Ellie on the show, and I hope you guys come out again next week to the show. We love you all. God bless you. Bye-bye.